G'day everyone. I know I've been a bit sparse on the videos lately. Sadly to say, just on what would have been the 26th of December, on Boxing Day, I got an extra Christmas gift from Papa Nurgle, and he decided to give me a cold, as you can see by my nose and by the sound of my voice. And it's been fun to have an extra bit of something to look forward to. So I haven't been really doing much lately. I have been painting a couple of miniatures just here and there, just to sort of keep myself doing stuff. But it's been really, really a bit crappy. So this is going to be an end of year sort of video, just sort of saying what I'm looking forward to next year and everything. There will be another video showing off all that I did for 2025, but that'll probably be when I can actually go out in the van. Currently I'm inside with the fan overhead, so if you hear that, I'm sorry, but it is hot as hell here. It is very hot. You know, fun of living in Australia. But yeah, anyway, so this is just a sort of looking what's on the docket for next year. And one of the things again is trying not to spend too much. Like buying paints and stuff is okay, but I'm trying to avoid buying new miniatures and stuff. And Bitmas definitely helped, and it's been really good to have, you know, things just come out and give you all these amazing ideas. And yeah, that's definitely been fun. And to go to text, that's fun. Have things come out that you were looking forward to every day, like that was quite good. So yeah, I'm gonna, you know, again, look at those videos that were very good to understand the concept. And I would suggest, even if you do it with your local clubs, it's really something cool. Just have a whole bunch of bits every day to just go, oh, this is something new, and have all the ideas and creative things going on, you know. But let's say this year I didn't get those. I wanted to get the dinosaurs done, the Seraphim or Lizard Men done, Seraphon done by the end of December. I'm sadly not going to get them done. It's too hot out of the van. I could ring him in here and paint them, but I can't batch paint right now. I don't have the mental fortitude to do it. So they're going to be pushed back. Hopefully I'll get them done by by January, probably first week in January. And then I've also got to finish off the Deathcore of Krieg I've got out there, which, you know, that's pretty good. You know, they're easy to paint, like in a sense of that I know what I'm doing. I don't have to make anything up. I know exactly how I want to paint them, and I'm going to paint them. That's the first two sort of things I want to get done, and then moving into finishing off some more terrain for the heavy metal inspired game called Morkdod. Because a lot of that game is oil punk, I started making terrain because it was so hot before Christmas. I was sort of stuck inside here again. I didn't really feel like painting. I started making just, you know, bits of terrain. And why is it green? It's the paint that I had, and just trying out new texture sort of things, you know, putting welds and things, putting welds on barrels and fake things. So even bead art for nails, trying that out. I've got a big one back here that's as it is oil punk. I ended up building a big oil jack. Is it meant to have this big weight on this end? No. Does it look awesome with it on there and scary as hell? Yeah. Do I love it? Yeah. So yep, there's just everything understood. All the engine is built from 40k what are they called, the Intercessor motorcycle bike sort of thing, and then I've just kit bashed on a whole bunch of parts and some wheels from different things, and there's a light on it. You can't really see it there because of light itself. But yeah, so that'll be painted up next. And this is all made hand by me. I had to put all the little beads in the, I don't know if you can pick it up. Yeah, all the little beads in the deck. Did all of it. When you have a cold and you just put yourself to task. All the metal, of course, again has been textured to look like it's been out in the weather and welded and patched. And there's on this side we've got holes and yeah, sorry, there's a little bit of something in there. It's bits of the plastic that when I drilled it, it's just in there. I really enjoyed making that. Would I make another one? Yes, but at a different scale. This one's enormous and ridiculous. I love it, but probably make a smaller one and probably make it a little bit more accurate because this one's very inaccurate. Well, not super inaccurate, but yeah. And I'm looking forward to painting it. I'm looking forward to weathering it and getting the dirty down rust on here, and yeah. But that'll go with, as I said, all that heavy metal terrain. I'm done, and sorry, there's enough space here on this desk. But yeah, these will go with that. As you can see, this one's meant to be the big oil container that they store things in. Got chains on it and everything. Again, it's just wood, balsa wood, and it's some nail art jewels that match, or whatever they're called, match the no? Okay, there's one there. Match the sort of 1mm drill. Just drilled, pin vise, and then boom, put them in. Nice, easy piece of terrain. Great to have. You know, could be used for anything, really. 40k, whatever. Even that 40k Necromunda. Even fantasy, you know, if they're collecting, I don't know, blood, water, whatever, still be used. Pump jack as well. The only thing is the motor, of course. But a nice bit of terrain. And so we'll be doing more of that. I'd like to make some sort of tumbled down in pieces castle. I think it'll be the last thing I want to make for that. That'll go in as like a floating, you know, piece, and the castle just being bits and broken bits and pieces, as if it was sort of like an abbey or something that's, you know, fits together. So that's another thing I'd like to do in the coming year. The next one is probably doing more kit bashing. I love kit bashing, and the kit bashing has made me especially, and it's probably from Corvus. I think recently, if you go look on Corvus on or is it Corvius on Instagram, he had Corvius Con, and all the kit bashes and the terrain and stuff that's coming out of that was amazing, and it makes me want to learn the rules to Necromunda. And it's just yeah, that's another thing, is learning the rules to Necromunda. Kit bashing for Necromunda, I mean, it's just looks real cool. And I'm not a huge fan of building up huge armies anymore. I just don't enjoy painting 50 guys anymore. I like painting 1 or 2 to maybe 5, 6 max, 8, yeah. And then a hero and a medic or something, 2 heroes, whatever, and maybe 10 minis max. It just makes me go even. But yeah, that's something I need to look into. The next thing will be, you know, doing like something, the sort of Aussie Space Marines I've been looking at. I don't know if I really want to do a whole army of them, but maybe do like one-offs here and there. They'll be coming and going. I definitely want to design their insignia in 3D, so I can 3D print their insignia or their shoulder pads, just to make it easier for me. and that way I can confirm what it looks like. In that too, learning. I actually come from a background where I did 3D modeling as a bit of study. When I was at uni, I did graphics and animation, so I did 3D modeling and animation in Maya. So having those skills will come in handy for relearning how to do things like that. I don't know ZBrush, I need to learn that, but it's not a massive hurdle, and plus there's so many people out on YouTube now that you can learn that stuff from, that I probably, will hopefully easily pick that up again. And some of the stuff, I might sell, some of it I might just give out for free, because why not? Some of it may take me a while to learn, and if it's good and you guys want them, just let me know, and I'll make it a Gumroad or something, or just give them out for free or whatever. The next thing is another thing. Shout out to Critter once again, who gave me a whole box of minis he didn't want. There's some Tyranids in there. I've always wanted to do Tyranids. I always wanted to do body horror Tyranids, and I've got an idea, and it's working well. I haven't painted any yet, but the research and everything I've got in my mind. They might be after the terrain stuff. It might be a very quick getting into that project, because yes. I might need to also look into getting more villainy inks and just using their gore effects and learning how those work a bit more, because I've only got Goons Grime. I've been using that, learning how to use their other ones may come in handy for that one, because they're gonna be I'm gonna try to make them pretty creepy looking. The idea is sound, and it may not be, when it comes out, sound of mind when I make them, but that's the idea. One of the other ones is I have 3D files that I'd like to finally get around to printing and then painting them. They are actual statues. Two of them. One is Guts from Berserk, and again, I can print it really any size I want, and it's him in his Berserk armor fighting. It came from Nom Nom. If you look for that, NOM. The design is, of course, Guts swinging the Dragon Slayer through a whole bunch of I don't know if they're called the Dahaka. No, not the Dahaka, but a whole bunch of the Kushan Empire orc demon thingies that they all birth and stuff. But I think they actually are called the Dahaka now, saying it. But yeah, it's just one of those statues, and I'm just like, I gotta get this printed. And I did, but when I moved, it broke. I had to throw it out. It was beyond repair. The little fins on his helmet were broken off, and they just wouldn't go back on. And then the sword broke, and so eventually I do want to reprint that. Hopefully I can print it into a decent size. The other one, of course, is I'm a huge fan of Michael Moorcock's books, and one of them, of course, being Elric of Malbene. I have an Elric statue. It looks amazing. I don't remember who the artist is who designed it. It's one of the best looking Elrics I've ever seen. Just bit my lip. Excuse me. And I definitely want to print that and work on Elric. I would love also to get that. Get that as a miniature as well, but the statue is too big to shrink down. It just proportions get screwed up and stuff. Another one this miniature I actually have is I have the Glorfindel miniature from I started out doing Lord of the Rings, Battle of Middle Earth stuff. That's where I started getting into the hobby. I want to get the Glorfindel's my favorite character. I bought the mini, and it's sitting in my cupboard. I've been afraid to paint it, and I'd like to get it done. It's the one mini that I'm just like, you gotta get done. You got to get it done, and it'll be done like a traditional way. I'm hoping that sometime soon we get a reissue of some of those elves as well to go with him, so I can do like a small force with him. Or again, you know, harken back to the Battle for Middle Earth 2 game, where it's, you know, Glorfindel and Gloin and some dwarf rangers and some elf rangers and stuff, and just do a little force as sort of like a display thing, you know. Or even do Glorfindel, because his armor is actually the second age armor, and he comes along on horse. The good thing is he comes on horse and on foot. So you could do him actually in his second age armor. You could do him on the Fall of Gondolin. You could do him fighting a Balrog. It would take some kit bashing to change the Balrog what it looks like, but you know, I'm always thinking. Well, then again, you could always do the Battle of Fornost, Glorfindel, which means you could do Glorfindel, you could do some Gondorians, and you could do them fighting with, is it King Anarion, who's the last king of Gondor, which is always, again, a nice little war band, you know. It's just going to cost me more money. Another sort of thing I want to do is, I've actually got these statues again, is a anime style Dragon Ball Z statue. I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. I haven't really watched much of Super. I need to get back to watching it. But I've always wanted to do an anime painting style on a small statue. And then saying that too, I wanted to do the manga style, which is more of the ink, just completely white with just black ink, and that's it. No grey shading, no nothing, just the black, as it's just white and black. And of course I want to look for a really good white paint, a really good black paint, even to the point I've considered maybe doing something like using just some like a really nice white, and then using like black 4.0 as being the actual ink. But I don't know, it might be too dark for doing that. And then of course the next thing we'll be doing, once I've sort of learnt how to do that style, we do like a samurai warband in the black and white sort of ink style. I'd love to do just a small one, like 5 or 6 samurai, and maybe like 12. I'll probably do like, actually now I'm thinking about, probably 1 or 2, 3 samurai, and then like a 12 to whatever group of brigands or something, and you know, just do a small terrain board of just a beautiful, you know, black and white ink style game. I don't know why, I'd love to do a diorama even like that. That might be the ticket, just to do a diorama of it, of just black and white ink, you know, like a, you know, traditional Japanese style brush and ink artwork. But anyway, that's something to the future. And again, the final thing is the hobby holy grail. And again, Bitmas really kicked me up the bum to sort of go like, God, I want this still. But again, this is all about cost and stuff like that. Is a full set of Space Crusade. That is the hobby holy grail. The true, like, I want this. Yeah, Space Crusade was the first sort of time I ever saw Space Marines. And everything. My brother got it for his birthday. He played it at a friend's house. My mum got it for him, I think. And over the years it sat on a shelf, and we kind of just played with it as toys almost. And it slowly got busted up and broken, and the minis were here, there and everywhere, and it went all missing, and then eventually it It all went away. It all either got sold or thrown out or whatever happened. It disappeared. And I would love to get a full set, or I don't think it'll ever get remade because G-Dub and Milton Bradley co-own it, I think. It's not like Hero Quest did get remade. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I don't know. We'll just have to see. So if they ever remake it, I'd be there. I can tell you right now, I'd be there. That would be a hell of a Kickstarter. And then again, of course, with 3D printing nowadays, you could completely remake it. There have been people who have made even the walls, the triangular walls, the bases and everything. I just don't have a big enough 3D printer to print the stuff. But yeah, it would be amazing to get a full set of it, get all the cards and everything, even with the reproduction cards with newer art and stuff. Somebody's phone's gone off. But yeah, having something like that is like the hobby holy grail. Someone's decided to answer the phone really loudly. But anyway, so that's basically it. As I said, there is going to be a video of all the stuff I got painted this year, and that'll be hopefully tomorrow. Won't be as hot. I can actually film it and I'll go through all the minis and show them off. But yeah, the biggest two things is a tip and another thing. The first one is try it. That's the tip. Try it. You never know. Give it a shot. You don't know what's going to happen unless you try it. Find an old miniature. Get a bit of just give it a shot. You don't know what's going to happen, and every shot you don't take, you don't know what's going to happen. It's the truth. And this year, with all my mental health stuff and having to move into here and everything, I have to thank you all for so much support. And that's the second thing is I have to thank you. I have to thank all. Sorry, I cough. I have to thank all of you for all your support, getting to 1,000 followers, and really giving me a reason to come and do these videos and to feel like somebody's at least out here watching and listening. It means a lot, and I will be forever grateful. And one day, if I'm in a situation where I can give back to this community, I will try. But I do want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, and I hope everyone has a great, happy and safe new year. There is a whole bunch of stuff coming up in the new year. There's a bunch of charity things I'd love to do. There's a whole bunch of all other stuff that can be added to this list, and there'll be life stuff that will get in the way. You'll just have to see what happens, and I hope you'll be around. And you know what? I'll catch you around the bend. Thanks.